we did last year at Christmas Eve. We'll have a Christmas country style. We'll have a Christmas country style. You can hear us singing 4 country miles. So take your coat off and stay a little while. We'll have a Christmas country style. We'll pop some popcorn and we'll trim the tree. Build a snowman in the yard. Invite some mistletoe for you and me. You bet it won't be very hard. We'll have a Christmas country style. You can hear us singing 4 country miles. So take your coat off and stay a little while. We'll have a Christmas country style. We'll have a Christmas country style. You can hear us singing 4 country miles. So take your coat off and stay a little while. We'll have a Christmas country style. We'll have a Christmas country style. Enjoy the show.
No, this is my cover.
Marley was dead, forgive me. And there can be absolutely no doubt whatsoever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clerk, by the clergy, by the undertaker, by the chief mourner. Why, Ebenezer Scrooge himself even signed it. And Scrooge's name is good upon the exchange for anything he sets his hand to. Jacob Marley was dead as a doornail. Now this must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story we're about to relate. Did Ebenezer Scrooge know he was dead? Of course he did. How could it be otherwise? Well, Scrooge and Marley had been partners for goodness knows how long. The Scrooge never even painted over Marley's name on the sign that stood above the warehouse door. Scrooge and Marley. That was the name of the firm. Scrooge and Marley. People who were new to the business would sometimes call Scrooge Scrooge and sometimes Marley. But he answered to both. It was all the same to him. But he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, that Scrooge. A squeezing, clutching, grasping, wrenching, covetous old sinner, cold and hard as old flint. External temperatures had no effect on Scrooge. No warmth could warm him, nor wintry weather chill him. And no one ever stopped Scrooge on the street to say with gladsome looks, "My dear Scrooge, how are you? When will you come to see me?" No beggar ever implored him to bestow a trifle. No child ever asked him what it was o'clock. And not once in all of his life did a man or woman ever ask the way to such and such a place of old Scrooge. What did he care? It was rather what he liked, to edge his way along the crowded paths of life, daring all of human sympathy to keep its distance. Once upon a time, of all the good days of the year, Christmas Eve, Ebenezer Scrooge sat working at the counting house. It was cold, bleak, biting weather, foggy withal. The fog poured in every chink and keyhole. Scrooge worked in a room that was open so they could keep an eye on his clerk, who had his own dismal desk where he copied letters. They had a small fire, but the clerk couldn't replenish it, for Scrooge kept the coal bin on his side.
Cratchit?
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
I predict it may become necessary for you to part my service if you continue to find the need to waste my code.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. Sorry, Mr. Scrooge.
Wherefore the clerk donned his scarf and tried to warm his hands about the candle. But not being a man of keen imagination, he failed.
Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge, and God bless you.
Bah, humbug!
Christmas a humbug? Uncle, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Well, what right do you have to be so dismal? You're rich enough.
Humbug!
Don't be angry, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas! Out upon Merry Christmas! What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills? Without any money, growing a year older, and not one penny richer. Why, if I could work my will, every idiot went around with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding with a sprig of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, you keep your Christmas your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Then let me leave it alone. Little good it's ever done you, or little good it'll ever do you.
There are many things which I have derived good, by which I have not profited. Christmas among the rest of them. I see Christmas time as a good time where men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely and think of those below them as if they were fellow passengers to the grave. Therefore, Uncle, although it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good and will do me good, and I say God bless it!
Well said, sir.
One more sound out of you, Cratchit, and you keep your Christmas by finding new place of service. Well, you're quite the powerful speaker. I wonder you don't win to Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see you in hell first.
Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because he fell in love. Be on your way.
Nay, Uncle. You never found it a reason to see me before I was married. Why make it a reason now?
Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. Ask nothing of you. Why cannot we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry to see you so resolute, but I've made my trial in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, Merry Christmas, Uncle!
Bah!
And a Happy New Year!
Humbug!
I tried to stop them, sir.
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Well, Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years. Actually, Mr. Marley's passed away 7 years ago this very night.
But we have no doubt his liberality is well represented in his surviving partner.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, we find it more than usually desirable that we make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common comforts. Hundreds of thousands in want of common necessaries, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Oh, plenty of prisons, sir, plenty.
And the union workhouses are still in operation?
Of course they are, sir, but I wish I could say that they were not.
And the treadmill and the pole-over and flying beer?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, I thought from what you said something had happened to stop them in their usual course. I'm glad to hear it.
A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time above all others when want is keenly felt. Whoa. Oh, yes. Oh, what shall we put you down for?
You may put me down for nothing.
Hey, you wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, gentlemen, that's my answer. I don't make merry at Christmas myself. Mr. Marley never did. And I cannot afford to make idle people merry. I help support those establishments we've mentioned. They cost enough. And if people are that bad off, let them go there.
But, sir, many can't go there. Men would rather die than go there.
If they would rather die than go there, then let them do it. Decrease the surplus population. Besides, it's none of my business.
But, sir, you can make it your business.
It's It's enough for a man to take care of his own business without messing in other people's business. My business occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
It's only a small...
Good afternoon.
Scrooge resumed his labours with a much higher opinion of himself, and in a far more facetious temper than was usual even for him. Meanwhile, outside, the fog and the darkness thickened, so much so that the ancient tower of an old church, whose gruff old bell peered slyly down at Scrooge out of a Gothic window in the wall, grew invisible. It struck its hours and its quarters in the clouds, and at last the time of shutting up the counting house had arrived.
Cut it. It's time. Well, out with it. What are you standing there for?
Tomorrow's Christmas Day, sir.
Oh, I know. You'll walk the whole day off, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient.
It's not convenient, and it's not hardly fair. If I would withhold half a crown from your wages, you'd think yourself ill-used. Hell be bound. But you don't think me ill-used when I pay a whole day's wages for no work. Now do you?
It's only one day a year, sir.
Fine excuse to pick a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have it. Be here all the earlier next morning. Nothing better to do than to clog up the streets. Move aside! Move aside!
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner at his usual melancholy tavern, beguiled the rest of the evening with his banker's books, and then went home to bed. Scrooge lived in chambers that once belonged to his partner Marley. It was a gloomy suite of rooms in a lowering pile of a building up a yard. A yard that this night was so dark that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, was fain to grope about with his hands. Now it should be noted, there was nothing particular about the knocker on the door, except it was rather large. And it should be borne in mind that Scrooge had not bestowed a single thought on his 7 years deceased partner Jacob Marley since earlier that afternoon. And yet, when Scrooge put the key to the lock, he saw in that knocker, without it undergoing any process of change, not a knocker, but the face of Jacob Marley. Closing of the door resounded through the house like thunder. Up the stairs Scrooge went, not caring a button for the darkness. Darkness was cheap, and Scrooge liked cheap. He went from room to room to be sure that all was as it should be, for he had just enough recollection of that face in the knocker to desire to do so. Sitting room, lumber room, sleeping room, all were as they should be. Nobody behind the sofa, nobody under the table, nobody under the bed, nobody in the closet. Feeling quite safe, Scrooge closed the door and locked himself in, which was not his usual custom. But quite safe from surprise. In his nightcap, his dressing gown, and his slippers, he sat before the fire to take his evening brew.
I won't believe it. Now, what do you want of me? Much. Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who was you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you sit down?
I can.
Do it then.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
Why do you doubt your own senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A bit of stomach disorder makes it cheese. Why, you might be a bit of undigested beef, blob of mustard, a bit of underdone potato. There's more of gravy than gravy in you, whatever you are. Can you see this toothpick?
I can,
You're not looking at it.
but I see it, notwithstanding.
All I need to do is swallow this toothpick, and for the rest of my days be surrounded by goblins. Humbug, I tell you, humbug! That's what heaven's dreadful apparition. Why do you come to me?
O man of worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do, I must, but why do spirits walk the earth, and why do you trouble me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death.
Jacob, you better tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it, link by link and yard by yard. I made it of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you? Or would you know the length and weight of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was as long, as heavy, as these 7 Christmas Eves ago, Ebenezer. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Oh, Jacob, speak some comfort to me, I pray.
I have none to give. It comes from other regions, Ebenezer, and is conveyed by other ministers to other kinds of men.
Oh, you travel fast.
On the wings of the wind.
I would think you've covered a great deal of ground in these 7 years, Jacob.
Oh, captive, bound in double iron, not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one's life's opportunities misused. Yet, such was I. Oh, such was I!
But you were always such a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Mercy, charity, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a small drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. And at this time of the rolling year, I suffer most! Hear me. My time is nearly gone.
I will, Jacob. But don't be hard on me. Don't be flowery, I pray.
I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and a hope of escaping my fate, Ebenezer. A chance and hope of procurement.
You've always been such a good friend to me, Jacob. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
But is that the hope and the chance that you spoke of?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow night when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I get them all at once and get it over with?
Expect the second upon the next night at the same hour. Expect the third upon the next night when the chimes of 12 cease to vibrate. Look to see me no more, but look to remember what has passed between us.
Humbug, I don't believe it.
Whether from the emotions he had undergone, the fatigues of the day, his glimpse into an invisible world, his conversation with a ghost, or merely the lateness of the hour, much in need of repose, Ebenezer Scrooge fell asleep on the instant.
It was past 2 when I went to bed. 1 o'clock. The clock is wrong. Must have got an icicle in the works. It isn't possible I slept all the way through another day and into the next night. It isn't possible that something's happened to the sun. Marley's ghost. Oh, it was a dream. Was it a dream or not? I think it's all a bunch of hooey. Ah! Oh, are you the spirit whose coming was foretold me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Oh, the light, can you not put a cap upon it?
What? Would you put out with worldly hands the light I give?
Huh? Spirit, I don't mean to offend, but well, what business have you got with me?
Your welfare.
Well, I would think it'd be more conducive to my welfare to get a good night's sleep.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed. Arise and walk with me.
But I'm mortal and I'm liable to fall.
Bear but the touch of my arm, and you will be upheld.
Oh, well, I know this place. I was born here. I was a boy here.
What is the matter? Your lip is trembling. What is that upon your cheek?
Oh, nothing, Spirit, nothing. Lead on, Spirit, lead on.
Do you remember the way?
Oh, yes, I can walk it blindfolded.
Strange to have forgotten it all these years.
Oh, look, there's my friends Tompkins and Wells, Masses and Hathaway. Yo, Hathaway, Hathaway!
These are the shadows of things which once were. They've no consciousness of us, though they do seem rather jovial.
Oh, jovial, yes, they're off on Christmas holiday. Merry Christmas, Manners, Merry Christmas.
The school is not quite deserted. I see a solitary child, neglected by his friends. Oh, there still.
Poor boy, my poor forgotten self. Oh, look, I'm reading Ali Baba, dear old honest Ali Baba. Oh, when this boy was left alone in the school, the books became his friends. Valentine and his brother Orson, Robinson Crusoe, how I remember them all so very well. But it's too late, much too late.
What is the matter?
Oh, nothing. There was a young boy singing Christmas carols at my door this night. I should like to have given him something, that's all.
Let us look upon another Christmas.
Ebenezer, my dear brother.
Fine?
I've come to bring you home, dear brother, to bring you home.
Home, little Fine?
Yes, home, for good and all, forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be, that home is like heaven. He spoke so gently to me one day night that I was not afraid to ask him once again if he might come home. And he said, yes, you should, and send me in a coach to bring you. You are to become a man and go into business and are never to come back here. But first we're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
You are quite a woman, little Fine.
Come, Ebenezer, we must get your trunk and your things. The coach is waiting. Come, Ebenezer, come.
She was always a delicate creature, one the slightest breath might have withered. Yet she had a large giving heart.
Oh, 'tis true, Spirit. I'll not gainsay it.
died as I believe a woman and had children.
Yes, one child.
Yes, your nephew, Fred.
Yes.
Yo, there, Ebenezer, Richard.
Oh, look, it's Fezziwig. Oh, Fezziwig alive again, bless my soul. Oh, and there's Richard Wilkins. Richard Wilkins and I were very much attached, you know. Dear Richard, poor Richard.
Yo-ho, my boys. No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve, Richard. Christmas, Ebenezer. Now walk with the shutters before you can say Bob's your uncle. Yo-ho, lads. Yo-ho, Richard. Cheer up, Ebenezer. It's food and fun for all. Richard, Ebenezer, I am most disappointed in you two. You did not have near enough fun this evening.
But, sir.
Tut-tut, not another word. But, to ensure you'll have sufficient fun tomorrow, you must take this.
Thank you, son. Thank you.
sir.
Now off with you two. Good night, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, son.
What a night.
What a cold roast. The pies and the beer.
There's not a man in all London as good as old Fezziwig.
In all England.
I dare say the whole world.
Fezziwig has given them but a few pounds of your mortal money, 3 or 4 perhaps. Is that so much to deserve this praise?
Oh, Spirit, it's not that. It's that he has the power to make our service burdensome or light or pleasure or toil. Say that his power lies in words and things so slight and insignificant it makes it impossible to total and add them all up. What then? Why, the happiness he brings is greatest if it cost a small fortune.
What is the matter?
Oh, nothing particular.
Something, I think.
Oh, I should just like to say a word or two to my clerk, Bob Cratchit, just now. That's all.
My time grows short. Come.
It matters little, Ebenezer. Another idol has displaced me.
Belle, what idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealings of the world. There is nothing on it so hard as poverty.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond its reproach. I have seen your noble aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion gain engrosses you.
What then? Even when I have grown so much wiser, what then? I have not changed towards you. Am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so. You are changed. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feelings tell you that you were not what you are now. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often keenly I've thought of it, I will not say. It is enough that I've thought of it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
And what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, another atmosphere of life, hope as its great end. Anything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If our promise had never been between us, tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now?
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could. Heavens knows. But when I've learned a truth like this, I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free, today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I believe you would choose a dowerless girl? You, who, with your very confidence with her, weigh everything by gain. Or, if choosing her, if for a moment you are false enough from your one guiding principle to do so, do I not know that you are
found you, and I release you with the full heart of the love of him you once were. You may have pain in this, a very, very brief time, but you'll dismiss the recollection of it gladly as an unprofitable dream from which you luckily awoke. May you have happiness in the life you have chosen.
Belle? Belle! 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 Go after her, you fool! Belle! Oh, Spirit! Why do you delight in torturing me? Conduct me home. Show me no more.
One shadow more.
No, Spirit, I don't want to see it. Belle!
And the family.
Such a graceful child, so full of promise. To think that she could have been my child, a springtime in the haggard winter of my life.
Belle, my darling.
My dear!
Hello, Papa.
Go now, dear. Just want to take the sweet baby brother to bed.
Yes, Papa.
Belle, I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Who was it?
Yes.
Guess? How can I? Mr. Scrooge?
Mr. Scrooge, it was. I passed out this window and it was not shut up. He had a candle inside. I could scarcely help but see him. His partner has upon the point of death, I hear. And there he sat, all alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
All alone in the world, my dear old Ebenezer.
Oh, Spirit, conduct me home. Show me no more. I can't bear it. Oh.
Ebenezer Scrooge, I come for your reclamation. Would you put out with worldly hands the light I give?
No more, Spirit. No more.
Look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before?
Never.
Have you never gone forth with any of my elder brothers, born in these latter years?
Well, you have many brothers.
More than 1,800.
Tremendous family to care for, certainly. Lead me where you will. I went forth last night upon compulsion, learned the lesson that is working now, so lead on, Spirit, lead on.
Touch my robe.
Found themselves standing on a busy city street on Christmas morning. The skies were gloomy, and the streets were choked with a dingy mist of soot, as if all the chimneys in all of Great Britain had by one consent caught fire. And yet there was a spirit of cheerfulness abroad. The people were happy and jovial and full of glee, calling out to one another. The poultry shops were still open, and the fruiterers were radiant in their glory. It was a glorious scene, to be sure. There was the merry sound of scales descending, and the scent of teas and coffee and sticks of cinnamon and spotted fruit cakes with lumps of molten sugar. The customers hurried about, so hopeful in the promise of the coming day.
Spirit, is there a particular flavor to sprinkle from your talk?
There is. My own.
Say, Hugh, watch where you're going.
Why don't you watch where you're going, you long-nosed weasel?
Weasel, is it? Why, you floppy is
There's Spirit.
What?
Say, mate, what are we doing arguing on a glorious Christmas morning as this?
You're right, my friend. 'Tis a shame to quarrel on this of all days.
So it is. So it is.
God bless you. God bless you.
And you. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
We mended that well, didn't we, Spirit?
We? Come, Scrooge. We have much to do and see.
Mother, we've been to the baker's. We've seen the goose. Yes, Mother, and such a wondrous goose basking in sage and onions.
All right, children, settle down. Now help me with this table. Why, wherever is your father? And your brother, Tiny Tim? Why, even Martha wasn't this late last Christmas by half an hour.
Oh, here's Martha, Mother. Oh, Martha, such a wondrous goose at the baker's.
Oh, such a goose you say. Merry Christmas, Ellen dear. Merry Christmas, Peter. Merry Christmas, Mother.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Why, how late you are.
I had a great deal of work to finish up. Had to clear away this morning, Mother.
Never mind, as long as you've come. Here, have a seat by the fire and take a warm. Oh, Lord bless you.
No, there's Mother coming. Hide, Martha, hide. Hide, Martha. Hello, Father. Hello, Father. Hello, Tim.
Hello, everyone. Where is our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming on Christmas Day?
Oh, Father. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Oh, Martha, Merry Christmas to you.
All right, children, it's time to wash up. Martha, help Tim.
But I don't need help, Mother.
How was he in church today?
As good as gold, and better. You know, he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much. He told me coming home, he hoped all the people in the church saw him, saw that he was a cripple. Then it would be pleasant for them on Christmas to remember who it was who made the lame beggars to walk and the blind to see it. Thoughtful boy.
Peter, get the door. That'll be the baker with the goose.
Such a bustle ensued. You'd have thought that goose to be the rarest of all birds. There never was such a goose. Why, Bob Cratchit said there was never such a goose cooked. Its size, its flavor, its tenderness, its cheapness were all themes of universal admiration. Eked out by the applesauce and potatoes, it was a fine and sufficient meal for the entire family.
We are thankful for this Christmas day and its meal. Let us be grateful for the food we are about to partake and for its nourishment. This we pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Their plates were filled and their bellies the same with what little food they had. Then Mrs. Cratchit rose to go out and take up the Christmas pudding.
Suppose it should not be done enough. Suppose it should break in turning out.
Suppose someone had gone over the back wall and stolen it.
But Mrs. Cratchit returned, smiling proudly with the Christmas pudding, like a speckled cannonball topped with a sprig of Christmas holly. And what a pudding it was! Everyone had something to say about it, but no one said and no one thought that it was a small pudding for such a large family. But at last the dinner was done, and Bob Cratchit poured out the hot punch from the jug, while chestnuts on the fire roasted and sputtered noisily.
A toast, a Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Spirit, tell me, will Tiny Tim live?
I see a vacant seat in this poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these events remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh, no, Spirit. Please tell me that Tiny Tim will be spared, I pray.
If these events remain unaltered, none of my kind shall find him here. What then? If he be like to die, you'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Man, if man you be in heart, forbear that wicked cant until you discover what the surplus is and where it is. We decide what man shall live, what man shall die. It may be in the sight of heaven that you were more worthless and less fit to live than millions, like this poor man's child.
Mr. Scrooge, I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
The founder of our feast, indeed. Why, I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children, please, it's Christmas Day.
It is Christmas, I am sure, to one which toasts the health of such an odious, stingy, cold, hard, unfeeling man such as he. Well, you know he is, Robert. You of all people know better.
My dear, please.
I will toast to his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him, Happy New Year, and a Merry Christmas. I'm sure he'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
It was getting darker now, and snowing pretty heavily. Scrooge and the Spirit walked along the city streets. The brightness from fires in parlors and kitchens and such rooms was truly magnificent. And if you were to judge by the number of people scurrying about on their way to friendly gatherings, why, you'd have thought there'd be no one at home to give them welcome when they arrived. Oh, blessings on it, how that ghost exulted. And then, with no word and no warning from the ghost, Scrooge found himself standing on a bleak, deserted moor, with massive, huge stones thrown about as though it were the burial place of giants. They sped across the moor and headed out to sea, and looking back, Scrooge, to his horror, could see the last of the land. Built upon a dismal, sunken reef of rocks was a lighthouse, and the men who kept the light had built a fire. Standing round it, they joined hands and wished one another a Merry Christmas. And then they were off again, over the black and heaving waves, farther and farther out to sea, until they alighted upon a ship. They stood beside their helmsman at the wheel, and they watched as every man on board hummed a Christmas tune, or spoke to a companion under his breath of bygone Christmas memories. And then, laughter lighted up the night, and in a flash, Scrooge was spirited away to another place by laughter from the home of his nephew, Fred.
He said Christmas a humbug. As I live, he believed it too.
More shame to him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. Not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishments, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of it, my dear? As well as I'm no use to him, he doesn't any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. He certainly wouldn't have the satisfaction of ever thinking he'd benefit us with it.
Well, I have no patience for him.
Well, I have. I feel very sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his own whims? Himself. He takes it to his head to dislike us, and won't come and dine with us, and what's the consequence? Well, doesn't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed, I think he loses a very good dinner.
What do you say, Chopper?
Oh, I'm just a bachelor, a lonely, wretched outcast, and I've got no opinion on this matter.
Do go on, Fred. He never finishes what he begins to say. He can be such a ridiculous fellow.
I was going to say, that I think him taking a disliking to us and not making merry with us is, well, he loses some pleasant moments that could do him no harm. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he can't help but thinking better of it. I defy him. He finds me going there year after year, in good temper, and saying, "Uncle Scrooge, how are you? Come dine with us." Well, it puts him in vain to leave his poor clerk 50 pence. Well, that's something, and I think I shook him yesterday.
The old goose.
Hey, speaking of goose, let's sing a song. How about Christmas is coming?
Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat. Please put a penny in the old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, then God bless you.
I do love that old tune.
That's good. Hey, maybe a game. Let's play a game.
Come, Scrooge, we must go.
Oh, Spirit, they're about to play a game. 1/2 hour, only one.
Well, you all know the rules for yes and no.
Yes.
No. All right. I will go first. I have something in mind.
I go. Is it a vegetable?
No.
Is it a mineral?
No.
It's got to be an animal.
Is it alive?
Yes.
Is it a nice animal?
Oh, no.
Does it live in a menagerie?
No.
Does it live in London?
Yes.
Is it killed at market?
No.
Is it a horse?
Nay.
But is it a horse?
No, it's not.
Is it a cat?
No.
Is it a bear?
No, you're not even close.
I've got it, Fred. I know his name.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
That's what
Wait! Fred, I object. When I said, is it a bear? You were obliged to answer yes.
Well, he's given us plenty of merriment, and it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
May you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Won't take it from me, but may you have it nonetheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
Come, Scrooge, we must go.
Spirit, you've become all gray and wrinkled. Are spirits' lives so short?
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight. Hark, the time is near.
Oh, Spirit, I see something strange at the base of your robe.
Look, man, what do you see?
Oh, I see 2 children, a boy and a girl, wretched, frightful children. Are they yours?
They are man's. Beware them both, but most of all beware this boy. For on his brow I see written that which is doomed. Unless this writing be erased, the boy is ignorant, the girl is want. Deny it, bide the end.
They have no recourse, no refuge.
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
No, Spirit, no.
The poor law and the treadmill are in full vigor.
Oh, no, Spirit, no, no. Are you the spirit of Christmas yet to come? You're about to show me shadows of things that have not happened but will happen in the future. Is that not so? Oh, ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I've yet seen, but as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope not to be the man that I was, I'm prepared to bear your company and do it with a grateful heart. Will you not speak to me? Oh, lead on, Spirit. The night is waning fast, and the time is precious to me, I know. Lead on, Spirit, lead on.
No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why, what was the matter with him? Oh, I thought he'd never die.
Heaven knows. What do you suppose he's done with his money? Left to his company, perhaps. All I know is he hasn't left it to me.
Well, it's bound to be a very cheap funeral. For the life of me, I can't think of anybody to go with it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
No, I don't mind going if lunch is provided, but I must be fed. Well, I am most disinterested among you. After all, I never eat lunch. But I suppose I'll volunteer to go if anybody else will.
Well, let's off then.
Oh, Spirit, I know these men, all of them. Strange, I don't see myself at my usual place at the exchange.
Listen, I brought Mrs. Dilbin here, and the undertaker's man here, and, well, we haven't all three met here without meaning it.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better place to meet. We're all equal to our calling, eh?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes. Well, what odds and ends then, Mrs. Dilbin? Everyone has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
Yes, indeed, no man more so.
Yes, well, don't stand staring about as if you was afraid then.
Well,
We haven't kind of pick holes in each other's coat pockets, have we?
oh no. Yes.
No, indeed not.
Well, let's on with it then. Who's the worst for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
That's no truest statement ever made. It's a testament to his soul, it is.
Right then. So, who's first?
I wish it were a little heavier.
Yeah, so do I. Let's have a look here. Not much of value here. A pencil case. A seal. 2 sleeve buttons. A brooch. Right. Well, here's your account. And not a penny more. Who's next?
That'd be me, Joe.
All right. Got some towels, some sheets, a couple of shirts.
And they's fine linen they is.
Indeed they are, indeed they are.
Oh, and these.
Oh, look. Silver. 2 silver teaspoons. And some silver sugar tongs. Very nice.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice. All right, let's see. Always gives too much to the ladies. It's gonna be the ruin of me. There you are, love.
Hey!
Hey, no words. I'll repent of being so liberal, and I'll knock off half-crown.
Oh.
Oh, here, Joe, then. Here's my bundle.
All right, let's have a look. What's this?
Bed curtains.
Bed curtains? You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I did. Why not?
I dare say. You were born to make your living, and you'll surely do it.
Well, now, be careful with them there blankets.
Blankets? His blankets?
Oh, yes, who else? He's not likely to catch cold without them now, is he?
You don't think he died of anything catching, do you?
No, don't you worry about that. I wasn't so fond of him as I'd hang around for the likes of this if he had. Now, let's settle up, Joe. What's my account?
Well, it's a nice account, my dear. A nice account indeed.
Oh, that's it then, isn't it? He frightened us all off when he was alive, only to profit from him now that he's dead. Yes, look at that. The old skin flint, such an old Scrooge.
Oh, Spirit, I can see that the case of this unhappy man might very well be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heaven, is there no one in the town that feels emotion concerned with this man's death? Show me that person, I beseech you.
What's the news? Is it good or bad?
Very bad.
Are we quite ruined?
No, there's hope yet, Caroline.
He relents, there is. Nothing is past hope if such a miracle has happened.
He's past relenting. He's dead.
Dead, you say? To whom will our debt be transferred?
I don't know, but before that time we shall be ready with the money. And even if we weren't ready with the money, it would be bad fortune to find so merciless a creditor. We may sleep with light hearts tonight, Caroline. Come, let us check into the matter.
Oh, Spirit, show me some tenderness connected with the death of that dark shadow that we just left will be forever present to me.
And he took the child and set him in the midst of them. Mother, what is it?
'Tis nothing, dear. It's this close work. It hurts my eyes. 'Tis better now. They grow weak by candlelight, and I won't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home from the world, which must be near his time.
Past it, rather. For I think he's walked a little slower than he used to these last few evenings, Mother.
I've known him to walk with Tiny Tim very fast indeed.
And so have I. So have I.
But he was very light to carry, and your father loved him so. It was no trouble at all. There's your father at the door. My dear, you're late again. Did you go there?
Yes, I wish you could have come. Would have done you good to see how green a place it was. But you'll see it often. I promised Tim we would walk there on a Sunday. A little child. I'm sorry, dear. I saw Mr. Scrooge's nephew today. Such a pleasant gentleman. He could tell I was a little down. He inquired about what distressed me, on which I told him. He said, "I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit." After that, he gave me his card. He said, "This is where I live. Pray come to me." Now, it wasn't for the sake of what he might be able to do for us, but for his pleasant way. He's such a pleasant gentleman. It was as though he'd known our Tiny Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he has a good soul.
You'd be sure of it, my dear, if you saw and spoke with him. Truth be told, I shouldn't be at all surprised if he could find out Peter a better situation.
Do you hear that, Peter?
Then Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting out for himself. Oh, get along with you, Ellen.
It's just as likely as not, one of these days, that however and whenever we part from one another, I'm sure we shall none of us ever forget our Tiny Tim.
Never, Father.
And I know, my dears, when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, though he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily with each other and forget our Tiny Tim in doing it.
Never, Father. No, never, Father.
I'm so happy. So very happy.
Spirit, I feel that our parting is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me about the dead man at old Joe's. Oh, Spirit, before I draw near that stone at which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or these the shadows of things that only may be? Well, men's courses foreshadowed certain ends that persevered in they must lead. But if those courses are altered, then the ends will change also. Say it as that's what you show me. Say it, I pray. Oh. I am the man they talked about at old Joe's. Oh, no, Spirit, no. Listen, hear me. I'm not the man that I was. I'm not the man that I would be but for this intervention. Why show me all this if I'm beyond all hope? Oh, good Spirit, your nature pities me and intercedes for me. I'll change these shadows by an altered life. I will keep Christmas in my heart all the year. I'll live in the past, in the present, and in the future. All three will strive within me. I'll not shut out the lessons that they teach. Please assure me that I may yet brush away the writing that's on this stone. Oh, Spirit, no, forsake me. Heaven and Christmas be praised for this. On my knees, I say it, old Jacob. On my knees. ghost of Christmas past appeared. It all happened. It's all true. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I was with the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite the baby. Oh, I'm glad to be a baby. No fog, no mist. Bright, stirring, jovial cold. Oh, golden sunlight, heavenly sky. Oh, sweet, fresh air. Merry bells. Glorious, glorious. Oh, boy.
Sir?
Yes, what day is it?
Day is it?
Oh, what a marvelous young man. Yes, what day is it, my fine fellow?
Today marks Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? I haven't missed it after all. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything, of course they can. Boy, do you know the poultry shop around the corner, the one on the corner?
I should hope I do.
Oh, what an intelligent young man. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Is the prize turkey still hanging there? Not the little prize turkey, but the really big one?
What? The one as big as me?
Yes! Would you...
It's hanging there now.
Would you go and buy it for me?
Oh,
No, I'm in earnest. Go and buy it for me. Bring the man back here that I might tell him where to deliver it. Bring it back, and I'll give you a shilling. Bring it back in less than 5 minutes, I'll give you half a crown. Oh, look at him run. Oh. I will send it to Bob Cratchit. They shan't know who sent it. Why, it's twice the size of Tiny Tim.
Well, where is he, boy? Make me carry this heavy turkey down here for nothing? Is this your idea of a...
There he is.
Oh, there you are, my good man. How are you this fine day?
Good, very good, sir.
Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you.
Such a turkey. Why, that turkey never could have stood upon its legs. It would have snapped them off in an instant. Here's for the turkey. You can't carry that turkey all the way to Camden Town. You must have a hansom cab. And here's the address to deliver it. And as for you, my fine young fellow, did I say half a crown? No, for such an industrious young man, a full crown.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you. And Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Merry Christmas. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I hope you succeeded in your purpose yesterday. It was very kind of you to stop by my place of business.
Why, Mr. Scrooge?
Oh, that's my name, though I don't think you'd find it very pleasant. May I please beg your pardon? And may I contribute?
Lord, bless me.
My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Oh, very serious. Not one farthing less. There's a good deal of back payments included in it, I assure you. Now, will you do me the favor and come by my place of business tomorrow?
I don't know what to say to such a magnificent...
Don't say anything. Just please do me that favor. Come by my office.
Of course we will, sir. Gladly, sir.
Thank you. Thank you 50 times over. And Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, sir. Merry Christmas. Scrooge had something in his eggnog, I think, today.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as that good old city ever knew. Oh, some people laughed to see the alterations in him, but he let them laugh. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. He made his way to the home of his nephew, Fred, where he was received with surprise and affection, and all was forgiven, and a standing Christmas dinner date was made for years to come. In the afternoon, he pressed his way through the crowds, patted the heads of little children as he went, made his way toward the humble home of his employee, Bob Cratchit. He stood outside the door and looked in as the family gathered about the table, making ready to partake of that fine bird he'd sent. And smiling happily, he knocked upon the door.
Mr. Scrooge.
I did not see you in the office this day.
I thought I was under the understanding that I had the day off.
You did.
It's just one day a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making a little merry yesterday.
I shall not stand for this sort of thing anymore. Therefore, I'm going to raise your salary, Bob Cratchit.
I'm truly sorry. Are you quite well?
I've never been better, Bob Cratchit. I'm going to raise your salary, and I'm going to attempt to help your struggling family, and we'll discuss the details tonight when you've finished your dinner. And tomorrow, I shall buy another coal scuttle before you can dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Yes, of course, Mr. Scrooge.
Won't you please sit down?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
May I take your hat?
Why, yes. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Bob Cratchit. And especially, Merry Christmas to you, Tiny Tim.
Merry Christmas to you, sir, and God bless us everyone.